Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Elden Ring and we're going to be doing the top 5 best magic staffs. So these are Glintstone Staffs made for intelligence-based sorcery. I'm just making that distinction to say there's really two major types of magic in the game, intelligence-based and faith-based. So that's how I separate them at least. So we're going to be going through the top 5 best staffs to use in the game and I'll show you exactly where to get them. So it's going to be a real fun video for those of you who want to be wizards, I guess. So we're going to be starting off with the Demi-Human Queen Staff. So you can see it's a pretty standard looking fantasy magic staff. It looks to be metal. Has very basic designs. I actually kind of like it. As far as attributes required to use this one, it's going to be strength of 6, intelligence of 10, and that's it. Then for attribute scaling, it's going to be C for strength and S for intelligence. So this one will have an S scaling for intelligence. Of course, I have this one maxed out to plus 25, and all of the staffs that I'm showing you on this list will be maxed out to as high as they can go. We do get some physical attack power out of all these staffs. This one is 54 plus 102, not too amazing there. Critical of 100, of course, and a sorcery scaling of 289, so pretty dang good there. This one does not have any passive effects. I just find it to be a particularly good staff, especially for early game. And just to clarify, with this type of build, if you're going for a sorcerer's build, I like to pair the offhand either with another staff, if you're going to be boosting with specific types of sorcery, or with a quick hitting weapon, so a dagger, a straight sword, curved sword, or a katana or something like that. And so I like to pop the moon veil on there with it since it scales really well with intelligence, so it pairs really well with a magic build. And then for armor, just in a nutshell, you're going to want to go with something that gives you protection but keeps you at least in the medium load so you can stay very mobile. And so the scaled Greaves gauntlets and Carian knight armor is my favorite combo for magic users. And of course, you do get the main boost from any magic set. It comes from the headpiece, so just choose which one you like the best. I like the Azirs Glintstone crown and the boost that you get with it, so that's why I choose it. And then of course just boost your other stats with talismans. So I like the Dragon Crest talisman because it helps boost physical damage negation since we're not wearing very heavy armor. The Radagon Sword Seal because it's going to give us boosts to our vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity, which is great because it gives us 5 levels for each of those, and that's 20 other points that we could use for intelligence on a build like this. And then the Graven Mask talisman greatly raises potency of sorceries, and the Radagon icon shortens spellcasting time. So this just makes it a more powerful sorcerer type build overall. So that's just sorcery in a nutshell. So as far as the Demi-Human Queen Staff goes, getting it is one that can be done pretty early in the game. So you can see we're in Limgrave over on the Weeping Peninsula, and you're going to want to go down to the Demi-Human Forest Runes. And once you get there, you're going to want to kill the Demi-Human Queen, and she will drop this staff. So you can see I'm up here at the Church of Pilgrimage. I'm just going to kind of zip down there, find her and kill her, and show you how to do that and where to do that. And so you can see we've taken out the Demi-Human Queen, and she has dropped the Demi-Human Queen Staff. And a little pro tip about Demi-Humans is once you kill their leader, the rest of them just cower in fear. So even if you attack them, well, those ones died, but if you attack them and don't kill them, they won't even attack back. So pretty easy to get this one. Pretty great spear overall. Like you can see, it's just great for spellcasting. So that's number 5. Let's move on to number 4. And so for the next staff on this list, we have the Meteorite Staff, which is a unique staff in a lot of ways, and one that I think a lot of people kind of sleep on just because of one particular thing. So as far as attributes required to use this one, strength of 6, intelligence of 18. Passive effect, it boosts gravity sorcery, and there are some gravity sorcery spells that I don't really care for, and one extremely powerful one, the Meteorite of Astal, is one of the most overpowered spells in the game. And so if you're using any type of gravity sorcery, this staff is going to be basically your best option no matter what for it. But it does have some other things that are pretty great about it. So it starts off with an attribute scaling of strength for D and intelligence of S. So this is going to have an S scaling for intelligence, so it makes it a great staff there. And it starts off with 271, which is not the highest in the game, but it starts there, whereas so at level 1 or whatever, it's one of the most powerful staffs in the game. The only thing about this one is you can't upgrade it. It cannot be upgraded using smithing stones like you would with the other staffs. So that's why a lot of people will forget about it, but considering how good it is starting off, it makes it basically the best weapon early in the game, early to mid game, until you have one of the other staffs on this list leveled up higher. But if you're using gravity sorcery, then it stays the best staff for that. So that's why I included it on this list. As far as where to get this weapon goes, if you're over here in Caelid and you start from Aeonia Swamp Shore, you're going to be heading up to the Street of Sages runes. So once you've made your way over here to the Street of Sages runes, over in this kind of corner right here, you'll find a small building over here that has some poisonous flowers in it. in it, and there'll be a body hanging through the window, and that is where you find the Meteorite Staff. So that is how you get your hands on this. And like I said, despite the fact that it can't be upgraded and so doesn't have the sorcery scaling that a lot of the better staffs on this list do have, it starts off ridiculously powerful and has that gravity boost. So it can be one of the best staffs in the game. And that's how you find it. So let's move on to number 3. Alright, and so at our number 3 spot, we have the Azirs Glintstone Staff, which not only is one of the best overall staffs in the game, but is actually one of my personal favorites for a couple reasons. One of which being it seems to cast sorceries rather quickly, and B, it looks really cool. It's a very cool looking weapon. So as far as attributes required to use this one, it's going to be strength of 10, intelligence of 52, so a pretty high intelligence requirement. Attribute scaling, C for strength and S for intelligence, and for our sorcery scaling, we have 358, so pretty dang high there. The description of this is just the staff of the primeval glintstone sorcerer Azur. Only those who have glimpsed what lies beyond the wisdom of stone may wield it. It reduces the casting time of all sorceries, but consumes additional FP. So this is going to be one of the trade-offs for higher level staffs in this game. This one will make you cast sorceries considerably faster, but each sorcery will take slightly higher FP to cast. So it's a trade-off there. I like it because I'm willing to sacrifice the FP to not get interrupted as much when I'm trying to cast my sorceries, but it really depends on what you personally are willing to trade off. But that being said, sorcery scaling of 358 and intelligence of scaling for the attribute of S makes it pretty dang effectual in most situations. So as far as how to get this staff goes, it's going to be over here in Liurnia. Once you've made your way to the Rhea Lucaria Academy and to the Debate Parlor Site of Grace, you basically just have to run and get it. So I'll zip through and kind of show you the path. Alright, and so once you've gotten down to this platform here, you can get yourself a glintstone crown that'll be hidden back here. There'll be a crystalline crab that you can kill and get it. That's beside the point. Once you make your way into here, there's going to be an enemy you're going to want to take care of. Oops, I hit the wrong button. And another one up on this bridge. Oh, there's actually 2 of these ones in here. I forgot. And then there should be a high page down this hallway. So we're going to try taking him out with the magic. There we go. And then the staff can be found just sitting right here in front of this big ball of skulls and crystal. And so that is how you get the Azirs Glintstone Staff, and this can be done at any point in the game once you've made your way to Liurnia. So that is number 3. Let's move on to number 2. Alright, and so for number 2 we have Lusat Staff, which is going to be a lot of people's number 1, but I put it at number 2 for just a couple reasons. And so you can see it's a pretty standard looking, like I said, dark fantasy type staff with a big old crystal thingy at the top. As far as attributes required to use this one, 10 for strength, 52 for intelligence, so pretty high there. Scaling is C for strength, S for intelligence. Our sorcery scaling is 408, which is pretty dang great, and it actually has halfway decent physical attack power, so if you want to whack people to death with this one, it actually works pretty well. As far as the description for this, it says, the staff of the primeval glintstone sorcerer Lusat. Only those who have glimpsed what lies beyond the wisdom of stone may wield it, so same as the other one. This one says, enhances the power of all sorceries, but consumes additional FP. So this one is going to boost a lot of your sorcery types, but it's going to take more FP, so it's another trade-off there. And so that's how we get that really, really high sorcery scaling. Just some quick facts about it. This one gives you a 50% increased FP cost, and very high sorcery scaling, no increase to sorcery damage outside of innate sorcery scaling. At 80 and 99 intelligence, the extra scaling grants 11% more damage over the Carian Regal Sceptre, which, we'll get to. The sorcery scales at 413 with 80 intelligence, so makes it very, very powerful. Once you've gotten yourself to 80 intelligence, which is the goal for a lot of sorcery types in here, this one scales at 413, making it the most powerful staff in the game for any character that can wield it. So definitely an extremely powerful staff that I know a lot of people are really, really going to like. As far as where to get this one goes, you do it over here in Caelid. Once you've made your way over to the Celia Town of Sorcery, you're going to be wanting to make your way over here to the Chair Crypt of Celia. And so I'll just kind of zip over there. Going to be off to the side here in this doorway. And once you get in here, there will be a boss fight between a Nox Swordstress and a Nox Priest. Once you've defeated them, you'll be able to go up into here, and you'll find the staff in this chest. So you do have to do a boss fight to get this one, but considering it's the single most powerful staff in the game, I think it's definitely worth it, at least if you want to be a powerful sorcerer. So that's Lusat Staff. Let's move on to number 1. Alright, so obviously at number 1 we have the Carian Regal Sceptre, which I gave away a little bit in Lusat Staff, but it should have been no surprise surprise to most people who've played the game at all that this one really is the best overall staff in the game. Like I said, it's not my personal favorite just because I like the Azure Glintstone Staff a little bit better for its appearance and the casting speed, but this one is the best one that you don't really have to sacrifice anything for. So as far as attributes required to use this one, strength of 8 and intelligence of 60, so the one downside of this one is you do actually have to have your intelligence rather high to even start using this one. For passive effects, this one boosts full moon sorcery, so if you're using any of the spells, well, I think there's only 2 of them, but the spells where you turn yourself into a moon and fire it at someone, this one will give you quite a big boost to that. For attribute scaling, it's going to be D for strength, D for dexterity, and S for intelligence, so another S1 there. This one does have a slightly lower sorcery scaling than Lusat Staff at 369, but it is the second most powerful overall because it is just slightly more powerful than Azur's Glintstone Staff for sorcery scaling. And it does come with the spinning weapon Ashes of War already in it, so it can be a decently useful attack, especially against lower level enemies. But yeah, so the Carian Regal Scepter is pretty great for a lot of reasons. The description of this says, Magic Scepter of Renella, Queen of the Full Moon. The Glintstone is known as the Carian Blue, enhancing full moon sorceries. Only those of the highest intelligence may wield this, the finest of all Glintstone Staves. And so to get this one, you can see I'm over here in the Rhea Lucaria Grand Library by Renella, Queen of the Full Moon. Once you've defeated her, because she's one of the main bosses in the game, you'll get the Remembrance of the Full Moon Queen, and you can bring that to the Table of Lost Grace at Round Table Hold and trade it with any other finger reader for this scepter, so that's how you get the staff. This staff is, like I said, it's the overall best one in the game because it doesn't have any trade-offs. Yes, it's got slightly lower scaling than the Lusat Staff, but it doesn't cost more FP to cast. It's slightly slower at casting than Azur's Glintstone Staff, but it's the second fastest, I think, in the game out of all of them. And again, it doesn't have that extra FP drain. Plus, it does give you a pretty sweet damage boost to those full moon sorceries, which are some of the most powerful single-shot sorceries in the game. So, a lot of great things about it. I know it's a lot of people's favorite staff as far as they go in this game, and it's my second favorite. But with all that in mind, that is all for today. I've showed you the top 5 best Glintstone staffs in the game and where to find them. If you think I missed any, or maybe my ranking should have been different, or whatever your argument may be, go down to the comment section below and leave it there. But with all that in mind, thanks a ton for watching and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.